That's what's key.
So I think Akeem, you're managing your time well, and you say, you know, you kind of almost true, and I don't want to run out because when I was a biology professor, I became a department chair, and I did a lot of interviews, right? And one thing was did, we allowed the interview. We favorite question at the end was, do you have any questions for us? I'm not interview. And I want to
I had 2 more questions for you based on that thing, right?
All right.
Because
I'll answer my 2 and then I have a question for each one of you all, okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
No problem. My 2 was basically your most memorable football moment, and conversely, your most embarrassing football moment.
I think you paid me enough to talk about the embarrassing. Well, looking good, so.
Yeah, well, if you embarrass somebody, well, I mean, no go. But
the first one, the most embarrassing football moment first. I was in 5th standard, penalty shootout.
Ooh.
I get picked. I try to hide actually when there's 55. I play a fixer.
like Osei.
Kind of thing. And because I was scared, my heart rate up 300 beats a minute, and put number 5 Andy, and I said, I was terrified, to be honest. And on top of that, Akeem, my sister and them was over next to the school there by my mom's friends watching this shooting. That heightened the nerves. And I switched boots, all kind of thing. I think I partner boots. Figure I might slip and all kind of thing going on. And then I thinking, should I try to place it? Because that time it was just a penalty kick, kind of by the wetness. I was like, but it might stop. I said, I just got it as hard as I can. And I ran up and I hit it as hard as I can, and I watched it sail over that bar, and I felt like under the ground. And I hide from penalties and games from until about 15.
Right.
And then one day I decided to face my fear, work on it, and step up and take it. And right through college for 4 years, I took every penalty kick.
Good man.
Don't miss.
Nice.
But the winning is going to be the intercol final when we beat Naparima 2-0. And Mr. Dongna, we have a chat now, alumni chat with the principal. And some guy sent a video of a guy doing a bicycle kick in some game in England. I didn't watch the game, but Mr. Dongna turned around and said, do you guys remember when our own Sean Legion scored a bicycle kick in the intercol final? And that started a whole set of stuff on the chat. Mickey Ratu provided the cross it. Yeah, I remember, because I'm the one who was, went down the way and crossed it. And I said, Mickey, don't distribute that ball down to you on the right side. But let me explain the goal. I should go and try to find footage if I have it.
If we find, that'll be nice.
Mickey goes down the right side. He was real nippy and fast, blow by some men, swing across. And Sean Legion, a.k.a. Gray, gets up in the air, and the ball in the air yet, and hangs in the air, and waits for the ball. And my partner calls it a bicycle because it's a scissors on a bicycle down in the corner. That goal seen now on any pro league game or people go mad. We just took it for granted, and when you go back and you reflect, unbelievable. That's part of that. And I think it have a better college intercol goal than that, in my opinion.
Nice.
So yeah, that was your 2, right?
That was my 2, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with, is it Osei?
Osei.
Yes, sir. All of you guys love football and looks like you played. What position you played?
All right, so in secondary school, I played wing back. Didn't quite make it to the intercol level. After school, I was more into like midfield now. On the wing, when I came home from college, I started playing on the wing, and then I say one day my father said, "Go and play in the midfield now," but I said, "I don't like that middle boy."
Gotta run. That's why, because he's lazy.
I rather play on the wing because I got back fit and thing. So I prefer to go on the wing. And then I went in the middle. I was like, But this real easy, why? I ain't doing no hard work. All I do is keep it moving.
You just never do any hard work. You.
I keep it. No, I have my moments where I have to do my hard work, but not all the
Yeah,
time.
over 40 league, how easier talking more. Can I make people?
No, well after,
We playing a real holding mid, a holding, like not moving.
No, I mean it's fat match. I mean, one take it run a little bit good. You understand?
You
Men
carrying a
drinking,
tall.
men smoking, men drinking, punching on the field.
And that's how you at them level. That's what it takes for you to be
So
at
the
their level.
variables
Imagine
were
that.
just express why you was.
Yeah.
So
but I mean,
real quick, your question, let me to next one, and then I'll go to Andrea, then Akeem. So you think playing that position when you was younger is a position that was your best? What made you just settle to be a wing back?
A wing back. When I was growing up, I had a fear for the ball. So anytime the ball came by me, it was antsy. Like, am I going to control it properly? Am I going to? Because I never really understood the basics until I got older. Then you understand, all right, you have to cushion the ball. You could move it in that direction you want to before it even reaches you. And thirdly, from Cesc Fabregas, you realize he looks around before the ball even reaches. So you could know what to do before the ball even comes. And when you realize that, you're like, wait, man. You could play steps ahead of guys. So, but they know that at a younger age. And, well, hopefully I could instill that in my son to make him know that for my younger age.
That is excellent to say. My son is a player. He's 18.
Yeah. He's real good.
And watch me. I just talked to him about what he just said. He's a good center back, but he can play in the middle. And he tell him, but that part is easy. That vision principle, that's bloody head, that look. And do you know, the one who I really liked emerging as a youth coming out was Cesc lost the way by leaving to go back to the line. No, the man's running the game for real.
He was running in England. He was
running the game and really dominated. But let me go to Andre. So Andre, your question is again, what make you love football so? You say you went college and you do your academic, always academic, but here you on a podcast, which means the love for this thing strong and never leave you. What make you love football so?
Well, trying to trace what make me love it in the beginning is hard, but it's something I've loved my whole life. So I mean, I'm the youngest of three brothers. So my two older brothers all like football. My oldest brother was the one who came the closest to playing on the first 11 in Trinidad. But all of us, we played. So we played, I mean, I was a small goal king. So he could play any spot and thing. All right, I'm in it. But, I mean, our parents were big on academics. So we were always focused on, okay, we got to make sure we get an academic thing, whatever. But the football never leaves. So we used to watch real football, argue real football. I used to blog football. Well, I still have the blogging football, so everything is football. So it never leaves.
If I could just interject it. I know you didn't interject in mine, Andrew. If I could just interject, Andy. If you don't know Andre is like 7 feet tall, right?
I play with him already.
Right, so when you see this guy, you say,
Akeem roped me into some rivalry he had in UE or some madness. I went and take down a team in where he was Akeem, I can't remember.
Now he was the ground by Valsin Teachers College. I'll explain that in a little bit.
Right, so I wanted to say, I thought this man was like Zlatan, but I say, wait, this man more like Balo Boy, want to? All right, Andrew, sorry, go ahead. I just had to think
but it's just so I mean, so the highest I play is, so I did a summer training with Joe Public once, and then other than that, it was like these kind of semi-pro club thing. So
second question: if you had to go back over and give yourself a real shot and not just make the academics dominant, and you had a chance to go and really give it. Experience bring knowledge. I'll show your knowledge base now and really knowing the game now is way better than when you was a youth man in school. You think if you had a chance to go back and do it again, would you go and try to really go after it and become?
I think so. I think your mind is your biggest enemy sometimes. So I think most people don't think they're good enough. And really and truly over the years I just start realizing, no, just based on, so like it become kind of a way based on how people start treating you in games and sweat. So I see any confidence people placing and passing me the ball and letting me, oh, you are to run the play, whatever. So it became clear that now I'm actually better than I thought. So I could have taken it more seriously before. Yeah. So there's so many times where, right, it happens so much time to have players who I play in a sweat with a player who is a semi-pro player on a club, and he's come and asked me after, wait, what club you playing on, boy? Why are you playing on this thing? You ain't scared to get injured? And I'm like, nah, I just sweating though. Like, yeah. But it's your mind. So growing up, I thought I was just a fast man. I don't really have a real chance trying to pursue football for real. So let me focus on getting my SATs good, go and get a scholarship and whatever. So going back, I think, yeah, that'll be it. Just take it more serious, give yourself a real chance.
Well, Mr. Akeem, Zwade, again, you have a podcast. I've known you all your life, and I know you have a passion for this game. It's in your DNA, so you are not one. I think maybe I don't want to get into the religion thing, but if you had to get your chance to really play as well, what would you do with that decision, that chance?
No, I definitely would, for two reasons. One, as Andre mentioned, your mind open to the possibility of being able to do as much as possible if you approach it the right way. That is one, definitely. I remember I had a decision to make. In Form 1, Form 2, I was playing football as much as possible. And I was delinquent then. I remember one moment I came home like about 7:45 the night because it was problems to travel. I stopped playing about 6 o'clock. And of all the days, well, the reason I stayed that late is because I knew I was going to get banned after that set because I got my report book. Right? I got my report book and my average was 17%. Right? And my parents was quarrelling, but my father said, well, better I just translate it so you could walk home from school, right? Because if you want to play football. I was like, all right, you know, let me sit down and focus on the academics. I mean, that was a real thing. But the fact is, time management is crucial. You could do great things once you set your perspectives. And definitely I would, if given a chance, I'd go back. I'd do it. Definitely. Because I love it. I love it, especially when things knit together. I love it. It pulls in.
Yeah, well, it's like fair. I talked to a top agent at time from Germany. And this is for all earlier.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important? If you had to pick one characteristic, one, you know it's many, but if you have to pick one to be a really, really, really good footballer, world class, what do you think that would be?
My question?
All earlier. Each one
right.
answer.
I will answer first. My thing would be tenacity, never giving up. Okay. Definitely.
Okay,
because,
tenacity.
Yeah.
Now, don't
expand on it.
Don't expand yet. Let
yeah.
They one, and then you could kind of. I'll tell you what the guy told me.
I mean, I think so. Tenacity is a good word, but so it's the same kind of thing. But I think is practice. Is you have to keep practicing.
No, but okay, that's to get better. But I asked it. So you have something within you as a characteristic. One characteristic, he said tenacity, that you need to be a world-class footballer. Now, you can't be wrong because there's no one characteristic needed in reality.
Right.
That combination. But if we weigh in it now, what do you think is the most important?
Well, I would tell you something, but mine is not a straight answer. Besides the ability to learn what I wanted in a footballer, and I think because you could teach them. I think once a footballer taught them.
We asked about you, boy. We asked about you.
I need speed. Once you
need to stop being so lazy.
Watch me. The question is
lazy. Problem.
No, the most important characteristic in a footballer, not what you need, what you think.
All right.
If you could only give them one thing, right, be giving them to go after being a footballer, Akeem said tenacity.
So 5 win.
I think it's so I can't say tenacity, so I'll say it's confidence. You need confidence.
Yeah,
Okay.
confidence is good.
And that goes along what you're saying about believing in yourself and knowing how good you were earlier. And go ahead and say what you think. The ability to learn, you said, right?
Yeah, good footballing IQ. Yeah.
Good footballing IQ. Hold on. Good footballing IQ.
Yeah.
So the man who come closest to what his top German agent told me is Mr. Osei. He said the most important characteristic that a good footballer needs is you have to be smart. How many times you're watching a football and you say, what is man doing, boy?
Every time I see Osei play.
Theo Walcott.
That's perfect example.
No. You have to be smart. No, we're not saying tenacity is great, confidence and belief is king, but good footballing IQ or just being smart will get you.
Yeah.
Because every time they say that player slow, what you name? Andre Iniesta was not fast.
Very slow, yeah.
But speed of thought though, right? He was smart. So he literally was able to deal with the situation based on his limitations physically and whatever because of the IQ, because of the smarts. And I think if we can remember that so that people don't just think, just brute force, physicality, When I say fitness first, it's mental fitness, psychological fitness. There's many components of fitness I was talking about, not physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyhow, we know it's a combination. And the last thing for me, I don't want to manipulate your time. What you want to accomplish with your podcast? Because a good vibe. Akeem already said that. But I've been in lots of interviews and I'm enjoying just rapping with you guys. What you want to accomplish?
Well,
What I want to
Andre.
accomplish is basically I could go, Zwade?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you done doing it? Go ahead now, go ahead. Theo Walcott.
All right, so basically we wanna I wanna create a platform where we could really hold intellectual conversation about football. The end goal or where I see myself is contributing somehow to Trinidad in a football sense. I don't know how that's gonna come about, but I think that would be my end goal in developing the football in Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, so for me, I mean, the goal for me is maybe not as lofty as contributing to changing something in Trinidad, but I think you're watching football for years, you're watching, what is being shared and broadcasted and stuff like that, and I always feel like it could be done better. So the conversations that people are having about football could be done better. The criticisms that are given people in football could be done better. Just the things that the narrative that is around football could be so much better, and we have access to create our own narrative. So there's no reason why we need to accept what Gary Neville's saying as the standard and that's all it is. Ultimately, I don't think I'm the only person that sees this. And right, so there's the part of it that is Trinidad in particular. I mean, I don't have experience with all the Caribbean islands, but I think it's a Caribbean thing as well. But Trinidad in particular, we have a lot of football acumen and knowledge. We're also a very highly literate country. People are very educated in general. People are very smart in general. So like, I feel as if there is opportunity for, just creating a better space for a certain kind of fan that is a trainee type fan that want to have different kinds of conversations about football and enjoy football in a different way. So.
Understand. Akeem.
Yeah, well, in terms of the podcast and in football in general, is a matter again, understanding of what is possible. The narrative often is the focus on one thing, but there are so many complex stories that converge within a game. They have different tactics, different styles of play, different things. It has so many different permutations that make it could have. I don't know if you all ever heard of like books with where you choose the what happens next, and you could end up on so many different endings, right? And that's the thing about it. I believe football could be something almost the possibilities are infinite, honestly. That's how I see it. And I really want us to find these ways to do it. Be it like the community aspect of seeing a youth man playing football in the road and you tell him, hey, open your body to receive the pass. And he goes on with that simple piece of advice and he goes on to dominate the world stage because you opened his mind to what's possible, right? And I just wanted to be able to like expose people to that knowledge, that information, that those possibilities. How the what is there, but the how could vary. So be it in a team, a league, this podcast, anything like that. I just wanted to be able to get people to be comfortable expressing themselves as to what is possible. So that's my why.
Okay. Well, I could tell earlier on to something because the game is life. And so when you look back at all the discussions that you guys probably have had, probably morphed in from just going after each other about what team you like to certain things that deals with life itself, lessons learned, not knowing you was good enough, thinking you was nervous on the ball, not having the opportunity because of religious beliefs or whatever the reasons that stop us. But the game is life, and I think sometimes our culture, we love it, but we've always had to balance the academics first, the books first. That's the most important thing. And I really believe the most important thing in life is understanding what your gifts are and using them to glorify God in a way that makes you really, really passionate and happy about purpose, not just the whole academic conversation. So I support you guys in what you're doing because I have a brand awareness. It's called Tide. I think you do it. And you said you want to impact Trinidad football. Once you have a reason, the how will take care of itself once you do. And trust me, you'll see how things will just kind of unfold based on what you set a goal to achieve from just doing. You don't have to figure out the how and how you'll get there. That is not for you to figure out. But the doing is what you're commissioned to do. And you're all doing it, so you should feel proud that you started it. Talking to Akeem is something you wanted to do for quite a while. And now you're here. Of course, let's start it. People that say save the best for last, but let's start it with the best first. So I don't understand. But let's all come back at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
And I might have to ask, can I get a chance to come on? It's so big now.
Exactly. You never know.
Well, that's a good segue before we look to wrap up.
Hold up.
I just had one last question, right? Mr. Salandy, Andy, right? Is there any way we could have you recommend somebody within your sphere in Trinidad football or football in general that we could have on that could further our convo about football, or who you think would be a good guest on? And could you get them on?
Yeah. Well, right now we have a youth academy in Trinidad and Tacarigua run by Mr. Shillan Thomas, the director of the academy.
Yeah, don't worry, I have your number too.
Yeah, and he's tied to Mr. Keith Eddy, who is a former national KRC boy, a high-level oil and gas consultant. So my academy in Trinidad, I would definitely say, because what they're doing is really creating an outlet to keep the kids away from the trouble and really use the game to give them a way out and a path out. And it's a small academy, but the heart in the right place. So I would definitely say start there. And or anybody else I could help along the way, national team staff, people or whatever with my connection, I'll be glad. Because like I say, I want you guys to take it to the next level. And just, Andre, you all be confident that you all belong in this space. Don't let what happened in the game when you was young happen with your podcast.
Yeah.
Ability. I might have gone to the wrong high school, but I don't know that story,
I'm going through all that.
That
Okay,
is what
you
make
went
it
to the
fun.
same high school? What's
No,
up,
no,
boy?
no.
Yeah?
No,
No, just me
I
and
went to St.
Andre.
Benedict's College.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that school?
Yeah, I only found out that when I went to.
Definitely went to one of the
And
best
you call
schools.
it college too, yeah? Nah, Benedict is a good school. Guys. I'm both of you went to St. Mary's, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So definitely,
Pleasure, guys. I've been busy all day, but this was good to just come and
We
get
really appreciate it.
you guys and keep the ball rolling and good stuff, good start.
Appreciate
Really
it. Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it. You know, you
definitely looking forward to you next time, though.
busy day.
Yeah, he's the commissioner now, though. Yeah, he's only do one free session. Next time I go.
You understand that? I really appreciate
You'll
it.
check the budget. You'll check the budget.
All right, fellas. Well, listen, man. I'm signing off. So pleasure meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Have a good one.
And
All
thanks
the
for coming
best.
out.
All right, take care. All right,
All right,
bye.
now.
All right, nice. Thanks, Uncle Andy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Andrea, I see during the podcast and so forth, you seem a bit distressed, right? This is now a safe space for you to be able to get anything off of your chest, anything that's within your chest, any different issues that you want to talk about, and just get it out of the way. So,
I mean,
the time is now yours.
So this week there was only really one. There was one big issue for me. Well, there's two, but we could talk about COVID after. But I saw the what was the name? What's the pundit's name? Osei?
Carney, I think. Former
Karen
Arsenal
Carney.
player. Won lots of trophies with us, English international.
So Leeds United Twitter account retweeted a video that was cropped, only showing her giving her opinion, and she said on there, she just said that the history shows that a Bielsa team down the home stretch dry up like a prune, so they never finish off strong. They always withering at the end. They always dropping points, etc. So she just made the comment, maybe in a way, the COVID-19 helped Leeds get promoted. So the Leeds account, they retweeted it, and three simple lines. They say like, "Hi, Amazon Prime. Really, is just COVID to help us win? Okay," and that's it. So they retweeted that. But then what came after, so is what really is annoying. Right, so it's annoying. So being in America for a while, I started to understand now. So like in the woke community, the one of the buzzwords is about things being performative. So there's the performative.
What does that mean?
There's the performative advocacy, right? So it's all surface. It's all, you're saying things. It's like naming a street. You name a street after MLK, but what you really do,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all for show.
Mama guy.
It's all for show.
That's
Mama
what
guy.
you want to use. Mama guy.
I said I'm a guy on the show, right? So
Right.
So with the Leeds hitting the tweet, there were two responses from the Twitter outrage that was supposedly advocacy. One, Leeds is an official account. They shouldn't be sending a message like that. Two, Leeds should know what would come in response, because there's all these deplorables out there. Leeds should know what coming and don't post nothing like that. Which both of them I have a problem with. So I'm gonna preface with, as a black person, I am not like black people. I'm not a monolith. So we're not all the same. I can't speak for all black people. I could say what I'm gonna say now while we say he's shaking their head, Zwade disagreeing, whatever. But as a black person in America, right, I get tired of there's a very narrow surface performative conversation about advocacy. So in the first place, Leeds is an official account. They shouldn't do that. Actually, that's garbage. So when you look at what Twitter accounts, social media accounts of these teams have taken shape of, is all banter. There was one way a commentator say Xhaka is the level of Augsburg, and Augsburg account responds saying, "Hey, respect us." You understand? So it's all banter. So the idea that now you're clutching your pearls, you shouldn't, an official account should only be putting official statements, garbage. One. But the second one is the one that, all right, as as a black person in America, I'm like, that one even feels even more egregious, right? So the idea that Leeds should delete the tweet to protect her from the monsters out there, which immediately that struck a chord with me for is almost like is the excuse that Hollywood gives for why Tom Cruise is the last samurai, or why they have to whitewash films and cast only people that. So it's like you are legitimizing the idea that because people are going to be bigoted, I need to conform to what they want to see. She's a pundit. A pundit is not a reporter, it's not a journalist just reporting facts. She's going to give opinions. As part of being a pundit, her opinion should get the most exposure, not the least. An account like Leeds publishing her opinion is actually a good thing for a pundit. They get exposure to more people seeing your stuff, etc., etc. To say to her as a pundit, because I know there's all these sexist, racist, whatever, there's all these people out there, I'm not going to show your work. For me, that's fake advocacy. You're not helping her. What you're doing instead is saying as if, you're throwing your hands up in surrender. There's nothing I could do about these worthless people. So what I'm going to do is try to hide so that I'm not exposed to them.
Yeah.
What I want to see instead, and I'll actually give provide a solution. What I want to see instead is, okay, how about Leeds follow up that tweet with a tweet that says, for all of you fans that took our message to mean that you can go abuse this woman, blah, 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 unfollow me. If you subscribe to me, unsubscribe and I will send you back your money. Send me who you are so I could ban you from my stadium. If big organizations take the step of actually saying, you know what, I do not want your money. I do not want your support. I do not want your money as part of, because I need to protect against. If big organizations make that step, that is how you actually now challenge, in my view, that's how you challenge the actual deplorables. Instead of trying to, like, this whole thing feels like you're saying, oh, she shouldn't be wearing that dress. You're saying to somebody, you're watching the victim and saying you shouldn't have blah, 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 because the deplorables are there, instead of actually addressing them. So that performative garbage is what grind my gears this week, that bun my chest this week, that had me ranting this week.
All right. Do you feel better as a result of getting off it?
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, Andre, I understand how you feel though, because I mean, it just skirting around the issue itself, that we encouraging our culture where you can't disagree constructively without, and I mean, most times people, it's easy to dismiss a female's pundit's opinion like, what does she know? And the fact is, discuss the matter at hand, her points, how valid it might be or might not be, but her being a female pundit shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Not only that, Zwade, she has played more professional games, has
than
more
most of them.
international caps than all of them combined.
That's what I'm saying. So she should have an opinion with merit. She gave her perspective, leads me to
even
disagree.
That don't matter, right? Like, even that don't matter. So it's not even like, so her opinion being merit or not, like, that's part of punditry is, no, your opinion could be garbage. You could have a horrible hot take. So that doesn't matter. It's the part of it that is, Leeds should have known better.
That's
than to even post her opinion because my uncle is a sexist. What? Leeds should have known better than to post the opinion of a decorated former player because my uncle, like, what? No, it's madness. It's madness.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
And it's fake. It's fake. It's fake advocacy. It's fake. Oh, I ride and die. It's fake.
All right. Point noted.
I agree.
And Osei,
nice.
Let me hear from you. I know you have a little skettle in here, so you're hype up men and genuflect to them and all kind of things. So I want to hear your five. If you had to pick a five-a-side team this week, right? Don't play indignant. Come on, don't play indignant. If you had to pick a five-a-side team, your best performers this week, right? Who would you pick?
All right, folks. Well, this weekend was crazy. If you look at that table, between 33 points and 23 points is like 1 till 15th or 16th is jam-packed. People have games in hand. So my five-a-side going with starting at the back with Holy Post and still make a run out the back for this week. Kieran Tierney. It snowed, right? No gloves, short socks, no long sleeve. Did it for Arsenal. Cut in, wrong foot, slap it.
Against
Also
West
got an
Brom,
assist.
though. Against West Brom.
Against West Brom, but Arsenal needed it, right? It was a big match. Broke out of it, right? Secondly, I'm going to go with two
understand why you went to
midfielders, right?
23 points.
One midfielder, right? KDB, big performance for Man City. They have two games in hand, and they're like 5 points behind, or 5 or 4 points behind.
What's your
Liverpool.
formation? 1-1-3, like what are you playing?
1-2-1-2-2.
All right.
So KDB, a goal and assist, along with well, I ain't gonna call his name yet because I'll call him an honorable mention. City has their destiny in their hand right now. If they win both of them, they'll be top. All right. The next midfield next to him, I'll have to go with Son, goal and assist. So I'm going to go with Son, goal and assist. The Harry Kane Son duo is doing big. I see Andrew rocking back and forth, but that's what I'm going with this week. KDB and Son.
We know let the man clear some space on the Manchester. You and put back so good. Oh gosh.
That's all right. This is what it's for, right?
I'm gonna let you finish and then I'm gonna see who's your honorable mention and thing. Let me see what's going on here.
Up front, right?
You better not follow Lacazette there.
Up front, we're gonna go with number 1, Harry Kane.
Okay.
Goal and assist.
All right.
Harry Kane. We call him Harry De Bruyne. Harry Dino, as one of my friends call him right now. He has 10 goals, 10 assists. The fastest, I think, to do that in the Premier League. After a certain amount of games played, I think it's 16 there on now or 17. And lastly, the next forward up front, Alexander Lacazette.
Get right out now.
2 goals, right? A brace, bang it home, right? One off the knee, striker's finish, 1 off a rebound. Can't get better than that. 4 goals in 5 games. Come on.
So Leeds didn't bang 5 goals this week?
Honorable mention, right? I'm going to give one for the big goal today, Danny Ings. That was a massive goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the weight of it, I'm going to go with Danny Ings. Also, Tielemans. I think he played a good game for Leicester this weekend, banging in 1. I like his finish. And at the back, Eric Bailly. Great performance. One of our big block for Man U to be in a nice position going into this little break, even with our FA Cup. All right, Angie, go ahead.
So I just want to ask about 2 players. I just want to ask about Mr. Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
And I want to ask about Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
What would it take for them men to get in the 5-a-side? What's going on there?
More than a goal and an assist.
That's your qualifying criteria.
That's
your qualifying criteria.
No. Right, wait. Both of them are in close position, right? When in close positions, what else I could go to? It had to be start. If one score 1 goal and a man have a goal and assist, and all of them trying to get in the 5-a-side, what can I go by? Both of them played well. You can't tell me one played better than the other. I still give Bahia honorable mention, but Tierney had a goal and assist.
Nah, man. I think Jack had to be in the side, man. Jack is
Who
Jack
pick
is
you going to
Jack
take?
is
Son or KDB? I'm just
Son.
talking
Son
about this
gone.
weekend, eh?
Hard luck, Son.
Goal and
Sonny,
assist.
Sonaldo, Sonny, I like you, but I
Did
watch
Son
the.
and them
I mean, you
lose?
watch the.
Did Son and
You
them
watch
lose?
the. Huh?
Did Son and them lose?
I didn't say they lose. Why they have to lose? No.
Oh.
But
No,
you
I
watch
didn't make it
the.
short.
You watch the performance. You
Yeah.
watch the performance. Yeah, they have the goal and assist. All right, you watch Son goal. You watch Son assist. All right,
Yeah.
but then you watch Jack performance. Jack is.
Right.
I
No.
will say. I mean, so I ain't watching. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not really watching La Liga this year. I ain't really watching Serie A this year, so I can't really talk about what midfielder performance looking like in them two leagues and Germany and thing too. But in the EPL and then last week as well as usual, the performance. Jack is a man.
This is not saying Jack is not playing good, but Son is playing great as well, and KDB played well. Bruno just missed out.
All right. I ain't really feeling to argue too much about it. Just
Right. I feel
No,
good
you'll
about
comment on the you'll comment on the one of the pages.
the
What do you think to add?
Lacazette.
Anything to add?
they'll
2
have much
goals,
that.
baby.
I
2
only
goals,
get to watch
baby.
maybe about 2 games this weekend, and I don't think I really should be warranted in offering our opinion there. But I mean, I just like to say this: Manchester United second, and they're not really playing that well. Watch yourself for when they start to play well, right? Just watch it. Just watch out. Just watch out.
Or when the form go the next way, anyway.
Yeah, like where Arsenal is now. Yeah, probably.
I find
Because 2 games and they could end up right there.
I find men just get a little too excited about Manchester. But I don't know how much time you have to learn the same lesson. How much like you that man, you burn your hand 5 times and thing, or when you're growing up, when you touch a fire, you keep doing
Tenacity.
Hold on.
But you see the momentum is a hell of a thing, eh? And I honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't have that much expectations that they would be in this position at this stage of the season. In fact, had you told me this at the start of the season, I would have take it. Yeah, I'd take it after the first round this position. Yeah, all right, I'd take that. I still have several concerns. I know that defensively we woeful. Well, not woeful, but we're not where we should be defensively. The consistency and the creativity, we rely too much on Bruno right now. Right? And at the end of the day, things could, as Osei said, go the front very, very fast. But we have 3 crucial games coming up until the end of January. Especially we have Liverpool, we have the game in hand. And then I think the last game is Arsenal. So we'll see how it goes. You just take it bit by bit and take it. But
football fans so fickle. Tell me what has changed.
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed except the team and them mentality, I think.
Andre, your chest burning up for the weekend, boy. You ain't fine, so.
What changed?
The mentality, men actually believing that they could get a result.
Nah, I'll tell you what changed. The other team's not performing. Chelsea flopping, City not scoring goals, Liverpool flopping.
That is we fault?
Flopping.
That is we fault?
No, but nothing has changed. So people using position. So Ole Gunnar and so football coaches and them like to be, they like to be pragmatic in how they talk about the league.
Mm-hmm.
For once, is wisdom. Talking about league position now doesn't make sense. Look at performance. Manchester United, from game to game to game, you do not know what you're going to see.
Exactly. The consistency is terrible.
Which has been the case since Jose Mourinho.
Before that.
What you're going to see game to game to game, you do not know.
And that's the worry.
So right? other teams not performing and points being close, that's not something to all of a sudden. So I'm not a Ole out man, but I'm a man that's saying if you were Ole out 2 weeks ago, nothing changed. Bruno is still a boss player. Rashford is still a very temperamental. Right? He could have a very bomb game where he look world class, he's the next Harry Kane, blah blah. And then you have a next game where he look like
About Pogba.
Pog would even play.
Nah,
Pog would even make side.
We don't want to go down next
Nah,
round.
but in all seriousness though, all those things may not have changed, right? Because we still do have the creativity to break down our team. But again, the mentality, I've noticed a mentality shift. Men really trying because they believe it's possible. I'm still worried about how reliant we are on Bruno. Very, very worried because nobody else seems to be able to step up and say, hey, yeah, you want to make this happen. But as I said, you have told me at the end of the season, hey, you'll be second to Liverpool with a game in hand. You take that off. I'm taking it.
I'm a hater of teams where people bad talk a coach before, and the reasons why they bad talk and what they like now change. So if you're bad
So
talk
all teams then,
team,
all teams.
that's
So you hit all
so
teams.
that's most teams. But if you're bad talking a team because you're saying you need so I'll talk Mourinho, Manchester. It's too focused on the results, it's pragmatic, it's negative, it's fractured, blah, 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 blah. If that hasn't improved, what are you happy about? Manchester United is still a counter-attacking team. Manchester United is still a very inconsistent team.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United is still leaking goals at the back.
Mm-hmm.
What are you excited about now? Sarri, I'm vexed with Sarri. I'm still vexed about Sarri. All right, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Go save that for next day.
Yeah. You can't go to sleep so vexed. It's all right.